So we tend to spend a lot of time chatting about how you can ditch that day job and go full-time with your new web design side hustle. But what if that's actually not your goal? What if your dream career, the thing that you are the most passionate about pursuing, is something different altogether? I am so excited to introduce today's guest, the lovely past Square Secrets and Square Secrets business student, Emi Ishikawa. Emi's designs may be next level gorgeous, but her true love and what she's wanted to do basically since she learned to walk is to dance. Now, if you're like Emi, you're looking for more freedom and financial security while you pursue your true one passion or while you balance other big priorities in your life, you do not want to miss this interview. Tune into Emi's story as she shares how becoming a website designer was the ultimate side hustle to support the life and career that she dreamed of having. But before I hit play on that interview, whether your goal is to go full-time or to keep side hustling, if your biggest struggle in your business so far has been finding and landing that elusive, dreamy client that everyone seems to be talking about, then I want to share a free training that I recorded just for you. It's called Finding Clients as a New Web Designer, and in it, I'm sharing the 7 client-finding mistakes that could be keeping you small and struggling and how to set up your business so that the right clients find you. Now, you can find the link to the free training here, and I'll also put it for you in the description below.
I've always been a dancer, and I still am, and I've basically been dancing since I was 3, so I kind of always knew that was what I wanted to do. So I went to dance college in the UK, and since graduating, I've been dancing on board cruise ships for about 2 years, and then I moved to London August 2019, just to see what else was out there career-wise. I'd never had like a non-dance job before, really, so it was like really exciting for me. I don't have like real training in design prior to this, but I was a pretty nerdy kid in high school. Like I had this community of people who would like design like Tumblr themes and blog themes and forums, and I thought that was really fascinating and I wanted to give it a shot. So I was just kind of self-taught, just like seeing bits of what people did and seeing what else I could come up with. And I never really told anyone I did it. It was just more for fun. But yeah, prior to Paige's course, I'd never done anything before. Yeah, so I basically started my proper business when COVID hit, actually. That was right around when I was creating my own personal portfolio website for my dancing. And I had a lot of fun doing it. And I remember I posted it on Facebook and Instagram, and I had a lot of great feedback, which I was quite surprised about. I think I Google searched for more like, website tips and stuff. And I think that's when Paige came up. And that's when I really started to think, oh, maybe, this could be something that was viable. And my partner as well, he started his business, I think a year or a few months before this. And it was really starting to take off. And I think that kind of really inspired me. I knew that I was going to be dancing for a long time, or hopefully I'll be dancing for a long time. But I have always been interested in design and art, and I've always really loved being creative. I knew it was something I would have rather started it then, like right now, rather than to wait until I'm finished my dance career. So I'm like setting myself up better for later. So, like I said before, I did find her through Google. I don't really remember what I Googled, but I found her through that anyway. And it was probably the first website that I actually really connected to the copy. I really felt like someone was like speaking to me, and I don't think I've really encountered a website like that before. Obviously, in order to start a business, I needed someone who was really personable, really welcoming, and like I felt like was really rooting for me. I could feel that through the website, and I'm someone that really enjoys really clean design, and I think that was exactly what she had. And everything was really in the right place. It was super detail oriented, which is also something I really value. So I think all of these things I really connected with, and I was like, yeah, I think I really want to do this. So my first client, I think like many others, was a friend of mine. She's a dancer as well, and she really wanted a portfolio website. I just posted about my website on social media, and she just like messaged me about it, like, hey, do you do this for other people? And I was like, yeah, I'm starting to do that. My first consult call wasn't actually a friend or an acquaintance of mine. This is someone that I reached out to because as a dancer, I think the website I was most interested in creating, or I wanted to give it a shot, was an agency website. Their websites, they usually have like a portfolio of their talent and all of those pages. And it was quite a meaty website, and I really wanted to give something like that a try. So I reached out to an agency in London, And back then, again, it was like middle of COVID. There were no dance jobs happening. Like the entertainment industry was down. So we had like a really nice chat, an hour-long consult call, and she was super interested. And she was just like, I'm not even going to ask you for a discount, but I just feel like right now I really just don't have the funds. And I totally understood. But I actually reached out to her this year, now that the industry is kind of starting to come back. And this whole time, like she'd been saving up for it. And she was just like, I didn't want to go with anyone else. I told you I was going to go with you. So she left me a really lovely testimonial. And I really, really did enjoy working on her website. I think it was on Paige's blog or something like that when she said, a no doesn't necessarily mean a no forever. You can come back to clients and they can see you and like see how you've developed and stuff. And yeah, she just ended up being really happy with her website. So I actually had no prior Squarespace experience. I wasn't really familiar with a lot of the platforms. My first website was on WordPress. Before Square Secrets, I'd only designed my personal website, but I feel like since taking the course and since really understanding deeper than the aesthetic of a website, like how people interact on websites, like how important the copy is, you need to be connecting with your audience in order for them to be interested, not just like a pretty website. Also, learning how to place certain things strategically, I think that was really helpful. And even things like SEO that I obviously wouldn't have known before, that I didn't really know played a really big part. So it was super beneficial. I think when I first started my business, it was really more out of curiosity. I was just really intrigued to see what can come out of it. I wasn't really going in with the intention of, in 10 years, I want to be able to hire 5 people and then have an office and do all of this. Like, this wasn't really my intention. I just knew that I wanted something to supplement my dance career, like income wise, and to be able to give me like the freedom and flexibility to attend last minute auditions or to do long shoot days and not feel guilty about not having done work or skipping work or something. It's really great. I didn't really expect it to happen this soon. I'm sure like a lot of people do deal with imposter syndrome as a web designer, even as a dancer, actually, even if I've trained since I was 3. I kind of feel like the industry is almost similar, in the way that when it gets to a certain level, everyone is really good. So it's not really about choosing between like, oh, this person's okay and this person's okay. Everyone is so good that the competition is just insane. The margins are so slim. And I never went to school for design. I've never gone to university or anything for that. No official qualifications. I'm completely self-taught. But I don't know. I just feel like if my clients are really happy with what I'm doing, and if I feel like I'm doing the best that I can for my clients at that point in time, it was the best that I could do. And I think knowing that no one is perfect in their industry and no one actually knows what they're doing, in the sense that like everyone is still figuring it out. So it's okay to be like an incomplete product per se, because as long as like you're being a genuine person and you're really trying and you're really working on your craft and your client's really happy with you, you don't really need to be pleasing anybody else. Again, just to compare it to dance, I think it's really important to be quite transparent about how much you earn. I think that really eliminates a lot of adversity within like between your colleagues and within the industry. I think it's really important to make sure, especially in this kind of freelance work, to set a standard that everyone has to follow, because that whole thing of if you're undercharging severely or if you're doing free work, it's not beneficial to the whole industry, and it's you're not really helping out your other designers. But at the same time, like when you overcharge or if you charge a lot, that's a new standard for people to aspire to. So like it can be really inspiring. I think raising your prices is important when the demand starts getting greater than the supply. um, and I think in the beginning, especially, giving my friends discounts and stuff, I was definitely undercharging, but I think I was really lacking in sales skills and confidence in my work. So for me, it was more important to build that up in order to be able to charge. Even what I'm charging now, Like I feel like I found a healthy middle ground, but I definitely want to increase my prices in order to challenge myself as well and to really, yeah, push myself and see how creative I can be and, how much more I could deliver to my clients. I'm a very passionate person, so usually when I have a consult call with a client, I tend to get pretty quickly attached and invested in their business. I really just want them to succeed. Especially, I found quite a few people that have come to me are people who have never started a business before and they're a little bit, or like they've never really told anybody about what they wanted to do. And, the confidence wasn't quite there. I really want to be that person in their corner to be like, you can actually do this. Like it is possible. I know not a whole lot of people in the world do it yet, but I just feel really attached to people and their project. And I like to be really detail oriented and offer sometimes like offer suggestions regarding their business to kind of, again, feel like they're supported and to make their lives a bit easier, like offer some features on the website that they probably didn't know was possible, automate some things. And so far, I found that I tend to work with other creatives, not really just dancers, but people in like certain creative industries, or they have some sort of creative hobby. So a lot of them really, I found, have enjoyed seeing the process or being a part of it. Sometimes I send them like quick progress photos or videos of their website or their logo, and sometimes I'll ask for their opinion if I'm stuck between two design choices on a section, like and I think it really does help them feel like they are a part of creating their website as well, because obviously, like, the business is their baby, it's so important to them. And especially as a creative person, I think, like, sometimes my clients will give me suggestions and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that, this was something that was really important to you. And I didn't really know that this is a design choice that was viable, but it really was. And I was like, oh, it really does help me out too. And I feel like this way, clients feel a lot less left in the dark. Like they don't just pay me and then I forget about them. And then one day the website happens. Like they feel like they're an integral part of the design process. And I have found that a lot of people I work with enjoy that. But on the flip side, I have also worked with people who's just like, here's the invoice, here's a contract, do your thing, just come back to me when you're done. I'm like, great, I can do that too. I think every business is a people business. Skills and hard work are obviously a must, but I think above everything else, the most successful people aren't usually the people with the most amount of skills or the best designer. They're just great people and they know how to handle people and they know how to approach people. And I think as a designer, it's really beneficial if you're personable, open minded, and you're able to hold yourself accountable and working with your client's best interests in mind, I think is more important. And I think it's really important as well to be able to listen to your client, like really listen to what they want and to genuinely care about their business and the outcome of their website because they can feel that too. Or their business and their website is going to be their baby. Like it's something that they want to be proud of and they want to share with everyone. And for you to be able to be a part of that process is an honor. They chose you to produce this work for them that they get to show off to the world. Like that's pretty crazy that someone can trust you enough to do that. So I think remembering that and knowing that, it's my design business, but I'm not designing a website for myself, it's for other people. And knowing that it is bigger than you, I think is more important. So I don't think any of my days have ever looked the same. Sometimes I'll sit and I'll work for 10 hours straight, and sometimes I'll just work for 2 hours. It really depends on my current dance schedule or like life obligations. My clients are all very aware that I am first and foremost a dancer. I make this very clear, or they already know this about me. And like a dance career is so volatile. For example, I had a period where I did some night shoots for a TV show. So I had to go to Reading, so a different city, and do a series of night shoots. I think it was over 3 days. And I think the project had a lot of leaks before. So my call time was 2 p.m. that day. I think the makeup and hair was a bit hectic. So I got to the studio at 2. I had to hand in my phone because we weren't allowed to hold on to it. Finished filming, wrapping at 5:30 in the morning, changing out of my costume and all of that, and then getting my phone. And then I went to the Airbnb, got there around 7 a.m., slept, wake up at 1 p.m., and I'd do it all again. So there was no chance for me within those 3 days to do any sort of website work. And I had clients. So what I would do sometimes, I would schedule, the days before or after and just work. So I would make sure I'd like make up for the time lost, but still let it fit within my schedule. So for example, I try not to make it too obvious to people. So maybe if I'm shooting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I would have already filmed, a section of their website that they'd never seen on the Tuesday, and then I'll show them on the Thursday. You get to decide the rules, and you obviously have an obligation to make your client's life easier as well, but it is also on your own terms. So freeing. Again, for dance, I just need a job that's flexible, can support me, and can like adapt to the last minute changes that comes along with a dance career. Personally, I'm just someone who really dislikes sharing responsibility when the outcome reflects back onto me, like me personally, like when it's in my name, because when you run your own design or your own business, every positive thing is on you, and also every mistake that happens is on you. But I find that really comforting. I think I'm not really a control freak. I just like, you know, to know that I am the one responsible. Like if I screwed up, it's on me. Like I'm so sorry. I don't have to apologize to someone else and to make them feel bad. And like everything that I do well, it's on me too. So I think that's what I love about it. But I think since taking the course and being able to start my own business and just having that freedom and to be able to supplement my dance career has just been insane. Most dancers who perform, they also teach as well, and they're great teachers. But I just knew that wasn't really my calling. This is such a unique position that I'm in, and I'm just so grateful to be able to be here to do it. And yeah, it's just been great because I can focus a lot on my dance career without feeling like I'm sacrificing anything else, and not have to turn down auditions or jobs. And I think as well, since I've been training in dance since I was 3 and going to dance college, and my first job was a dance job, I've always been a fan of jobs that pay more for your talent or skill than paying you for your time. Like my life motto is work smarter, not harder. And I feel like this is definitely manifested into this business. I think if you really want to do something, like if you really want to start a business and you've researched and you work hard enough for it, you can totally do it. Even if it is a side hustle for the foreseeable future, you can do it and you won't be less than anyone else. And your business is exactly that. It's your business. There is no blueprint on how to create the most perfect business, on how to be the most perfect business owner or the best designer. That's not a thing. You don't have to be like anybody else. And that's really the beauty of having your own business. You have all the freedom to be able to pave your own way. You don't have to do exactly what someone else has done. And even if you did do exactly what someone else has done, take all the same courses they did, learn the same things, you won't ever find yourself in the same place because you're you. You're not them. And that's awesome. It's scary, but it's really awesome. Also, going into it knowing that you will make mistakes, and that's okay because, again, it's a people business and you're dealing with people. They understand, the first day of your job or your new job, it's probably never going to go the way you want it. You're going to mess up, you're going to miss something, and it happens and it's okay. And there are people who forgive you because that's how you grow. And you and your business will always be evolving and changing as you learn from each project that you've done, as you develop as a person. Like nothing is set in stone as well. And so you can change things at any point. And I think that was what initially was a bit scary for me. I think the idea of publishing my design website and saying, this is my process, A, B, and C, this is what I'm charging, was a bit scary because I didn't quite realize that I could just change it at any point, that nothing is set in stone. And as a dancer as well, one of the best advice I've ever gotten was, don't hold yourself back if something, or if you're not perfect or good enough, because it is not your job to tell yourself that. You have no right to do that to yourself. And if anything, you have to let someone else do that for you. You have to let someone else be like, oh, actually, I'm not too keen on this, this part of the website, or, this is not quite my vision. And that's totally fine. That gives you an opportunity to change. But I just feel like you're not really designing websites for yourself anymore. It's for someone else. So you can't be the one to hold yourself back. Like, you have to be the person that believes in yourself, where no one else will. Just do it. Square Secrets has paid, I think I did the business one as well. It just made itself back in profit so many times. It was obviously really great to learn, but it was also quite nice to gain more confidence and like belief in myself that I can actually do this. I'm just not someone who can dive into the deep end and hope for the best. And her course really tells you, like, step 1, this is what you do, until step 100, this is what you do. And that's exactly what I need as a person. And that really, really connected with me. So if you're someone who's like, I need set instructions, I'm so lost, I don't really know what to do, it's definitely the course for you, because it's not airy fairy, it's not fluffy, it's really direct. And it's just like, do this, do that. If you can't do this, there is also this option, but it's all very clear. And it just gives you a lot more reassurance to know that, okay, I'm not gonna direly mess anything up. It's gonna be fine. And I think the community has been really great so far as well. Like, seeing people interact on the Facebook group, and seeing designers, who took the course around the same time as me, and seeing how much they have developed and evolved. It's been really inspiring. So I think, yeah, just do it.
I hope you found today's video encouraging. A huge thank you so much to Emmy for sharing your inspiring story. And if you're dreaming of doing what Emmy has done and are ready to build the ultimate fully booked out side hustle that supports a life and dream career that you love, then I invite you to join her and 3,000 other past happy students inside my Square Secrets and Square Secrets business courses. You can find out more about when enrollment opens next by visiting paigebrunton.com/courses, or by clicking right up here. Now, if you found this video helpful, be sure to let me know by hitting the like button. And remember, for the best tips on building a web design business that you absolutely love, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell button so you'll be notified when new content drops on the channel every single week. Wondering what to watch next? Check out these videos too.